Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
Hello, gentlemen.
Stu with the stubble, man. Look at, I didn't know you go facial hair.
Not very well.
I'm
I'm giving it a go. I don't know. I figure everyone else on the fucking podcast has a beard. I've done this before though, and after a little while, I was just like, no, I'm not keeping it. But
It works, bro.
I'm disheveled as fuck already. I don't really care. So,
See, I think it goes with this look. I think it goes with this look, like the prep look. I think it flows, man. Yo, Paul, can you hear us? I don't think we can hear you.
say something.
Oh, Paul's in a different world. In a different dimension.
Yeah, man. I got that guest posing this weekend down in Texas. I'm actually leaving the night like 10:30, but I'm gonna rock it for that. Give it a couple more weeks, see if I can grow it out a little more for Vancouver. If it looks like shit though, I'll shave it off once before I get on stage.
No, to be honest, man, that's all you got the goatee. You got a good goatee going, so that's really you got some hair too.
It's like really patchy, like especially around here. I was thinking about doing minoxidil.
Yeah.
You can get one of those like minoxidil serum and then like roll it into your skin with like one of those spiky derma roller things, and it'll help grow a beard. And I've tried that before, and I didn't really stick with it. But
I mean, to be honest, you're 26, right?
27.
26?
Yeah,
27. When was I 27? Well, for me, it was a little bit earlier, but it's just a phase. Okay, so it's like for me, it was like maybe 23-ish. It would come in like that, but then I would have to just keep growing it, and then eventually, when it's growing in, it doesn't look patchy, right?
I know,
like,
but it's like the interim period that I'm in right now, where it's like, what the fuck is on your face?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even to this day, if I shave it off and it's growing back, like this part, I have, what do you call it? They say it's from stress, but I'll get bald spots here, but you just can't tell because once it's in and I brush it down, you know what I'm saying? So I'll get some bald spots here, even though it's technically in there. It's just part of the process, especially. Yo, Paul, can you hear us?
Yeah, but I can hear you, but I can't now.
Okay. Yeah, I think we all have that phase. You're just younger than us, so
I need to take more drugs, man. More androgens.
Up your test.
Well, that definitely helped with mine. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
When I upped I think all of us. I mean, Joe probably too, right? Where Joe, when you up the gear, your beard grew in more, right?
Between that and the GH, I used to have like a
I think about this.
Irish looking beard, where it's like very close to the
cheekbone.
I mean the jawline.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just understood it.
Yeah, exactly. It was like an Amish guy, and then the longer I've been on, the higher the dosages have gotten. I started sprouting on my chest like crazy, and this really started filling in high.
I was just
There's
trying to do that,
man.
That kind of happens to all of us. It starts off like when it first started, it was like, it was down here. I had all the underbeard action. I had like a little mustache. I had this, and I just kept growing. And I'm like, oh, this looks a little weird. Fuck it, I'm gonna connect it like this, and then little by little, you get the bald spot here. You brush it in, and little by little,
I have like a full mustache too. It's just blonde, like it's real light. See that?
Oh, you know what's funny? I always thought you just had like the this part.
When I was a kid, my hair was actually like pretty damn light. Like the older I got, it darkened up. So my mustache kind of shows my original hair color, but it's a full mustache.
Yeah, see, I never knew you.
A lot of people don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't.
We gotta adjust from in that. We gotta adjust from in that bitch so it pops out.
Yeah, so you gotta give it a little more pop.
He's gonna die. Yeah, fuck it. But it's cool though. No, my beard, I always wanted it full like this. So I'm happy with it. I'm real happy with it.
I like this Stu goatee going on. I'm not gonna lie. He looks distinguished, you know.
Very
Distinguished.
distinguished.
He
A
looks
distinguished
Well,
young
listen,
gentleman.
dude, I'll keep it for you. Okay.
I think it's cool.
Even if it looks like crap.
I think it's cool.
I missed the beginning. You just growing it out because you don't give a fuck, or you're trying to actually
Yeah,
have.
I'm giving it a go. You know, people do like prep beards.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing that this year, and I never did, but I just haven't shaved, and I just continued not shaving. So we'll see what happens, man. Just going with the flow.
When it comes to your hair, do you trim it off season, or you just leave it for prep? Is it a prep thing or
This?
a year thing? Yeah.
I haven't gotten a haircut since September last year. So this is just letting it rip for, what is that, 10 months now? Yeah. 10 months. I'm actually gonna, you know, Jay, the barber.
Oh yeah. He'll line you up good.
He's not gonna line me up, but he's gonna trim my hair a bit because it's like getting down in my eyes now. It's kind of annoying.
You might as well go all the way, get the braids, let him give you the fade.
No shit.
You know,
give you the eyebrow lines. You get real Puerto Rican ready. Get the little cuts in the
Puerto Rican.
shave that shit into the side of my head.
People actually think about it. I'm from New York. I have like a decent New York following. Bro, people literally, yo, I didn't know Stu was Puerto Rican, yo. Que lo que? I'm like,
look what you did.
I mean, it is believable. I'm not gonna lie, it is believable. He got that ambiguous look to him, but nobody else in his family look like everybody else looks
like
white,
pasty white, pasty.
But then you do look like your dad, just not as white.
For whatever reason. Chin and the nose, exactly the same. I don't know where I got my hair from though. I think I might have skipped a generation and I got it, but yeah.
Well, that happens. Like some traits skip generations. I mean, it's somewhere back there. There's probably something.
It's interesting. I don't look like either one of my parents, but I look exactly like my mom's brother. Not exactly like, but I have a lot of his features. Yeah. So I'm thinking my look came from a previous generation.
Yeah.
Because I don't look like any of my parents.
See, it's funny. I saw your mom, and right away I knew it was your mom, but I don't think you look like her.
Yeah,
it's it's a certain kind of energy, I guess, right?
I was gonna say, you know, my mom carries herself a certain way, and you know, you kind of get traits from your parents, right? So like, she's very approachable and stuff, like high energy and like. But yeah, you're right. I don't look like either of them. But if you knew what my dad looked like in person, this torso frame, my dad had a huge frame.
He got the torso.
Yeah, man. No, like he had low sitting lats and everything. Like now that I know what that means. Yeah, he had a huge chest, like huge ass chest. So I have a lot of his features.
My dad got huge arms, big stomach, no calves. Look at your boy, bro.
That's about right.
Like the waist is tapered, but listen, I'll be controlling my gut. If I let that shit hang, that bitch is hanging.
I've seen it. It's bad.
You see, if it has nowhere to go here,
I've seen your gut leak out on your side shots, bro. I know it's
you see. Luckily, I don't need to eat a lot of food, because if I did have to eat a lot of food, it's over. It's over. You know, I mean, it doesn't grow this way, but you know, that's it. Alyssa, what's up, Alyssa?
Oh boy, what's up, y'all? Good to see you.
You like a little tired over there.
I just trained hamstrings, and yeah, I'm feeling it today. Even though I had that burger last night, it's okay though. I'm good.
Well, you sent me the video. What it is because you're lean. I mean, when you're lean, I mean, burger, fries, milkshake, you're still lean, right? So
I know. You're not gonna I'm thinking, like, while I was training today, I'm like, I shouldn't do all this high volume. Like, I don't have body fat to burn off, so I should probably lower the volume. but simultaneously, I don't really have today, I guess. I didn't have the strength, but it's hamstrings. And for me, hamstrings is just a lot of leg curling. So leg curling, and I'm focusing on just, like I said to my coach, I'm trying to you can kind of see some notches on the side of my glutes, but I'm trying to get like literally the ass crack fat to go away. So that's what I'm just a lot of hip thrusting and glute kickbacks.
Zipper glutes.
I'm trying to get them like that. I want them. The left side kind of has them, but I'm trying to match it on the right side and get like literally just down the middle of my ass. Sounds weird, but
we have a theory here at Fit Nation Podcast about glutes and hams. When you have like huge, low inserted glutes, it's really hard to build your hamstrings. I know you have huge glutes. I don't know. I never really looked at the hams. Are your hams like well developed, or you feel like your glutes take over?
I would say my hamstrings are well developed, but they need to like just size wise. I think the size of my overall leg can get bigger. But my hamstrings are striated from the back right now. Like if I sent you, I'll send like the video I sent my coach from last night. Like when I ate the burger and came home, like just bending over like the wellness pose, dude,
crazy,
insane. Like it looks like literally a map, like a road map for real.
I noticed on your glutes too on that the video after your burger, your glutes were striated as well.
Wait, yes. what video are we referring to?
I sent Paul and Joe a video from this morning, right, or last night?
Somewhere, but it was like your body really tightened up, like quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, I thought it was fucking crazy.
Oh, you sent me one, but I don't think it pulls up.
No, I sent it as like a Snapchat thing.
Yeah,
we have to make a group chat, that way I could just send it in the group chat and then. But anyway, so like, yes, so my sleep was getting affected, my energy levels were slightly dropping, and it was time for a burger and did the burger. My weight didn't change. If anything, I think it dropped 0.2 pounds. And I woke up pretty tight this morning. I have not been posting any updates, so I don't have much to show right now on my page, but
I
looks good though, baby.
Yeah, she does.
No.
I look better than that, in my opinion. Like
you, after that burger, because you sent the first video that Beatty's referring to, and then now this one today. There was like a drastic difference in like fullness, but there was more lines. So I was like, oh shit, she was pretty depleted.
Yeah.
Yep. And even like I feel flat today too. That sounds
you probably are. Because especially you work out fasted, you did legs.
I'm currently not working out fasted. I'm only currently doing I do 20 minutes of cardio daily.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless.
Yeah, so I wake up and I'm trying to get to that level of conditioning, but I'm like that was where I weighed 121. But that's the driest my glutes have been, so I know they can get there. But
okay, so this is what I'm talking about, because you have huge glutes and they insert low, so like it cuts it, but yours doesn't cut into the hamstring length, because some people
she still has a long hamstring.
Yeah, so you'll still be able to get a good drop, but like we looked at people like I guess like Bonac or Andrew Jack or the Ronnie Coleman's, like their glute, or Tonio even, their glutes come down here, so it's like what's left of the hamstring to drop, because their entire leg is a glute. But
so here's where I'm at a crossroads, because everyone's popping their adductors out like that, basically. So go back. So basically, women's physique women pose with their glutes pop back. I like to tug, but tucking creates that wide thigh gap, but the hamstrings are corded, the glutes are striated. That's how I prefer it. But I'm doing like a mixture of popping and tucking to get the notches to show, but to fill in the thigh gap while arching my upper back to create more thickness in my back area. So
I know exactly what you mean.
It's like blossoming the pose almost backwards. So anyways, I'm figuring it out.
Have they given you criticism for the gap between your legs and your back poses, or is that just something you see that you don't like?
This is the New York Pro. I got zero critiques back. Nobody said anything about tucking like that. So when I did the Texas Pro, I slightly closed my stance, popped my glutes a little bit, like to get the adductors to come in, and everyone was saying that they preferred the New York Pro, how I flexed my hamstrings and glutes. I'm just going.
It
I
shows.
mean, sometimes, yeah. If you, it depends on what's stronger, right? I guess what's going to pop or show better for your physique. So if the lines is going to bring out more, and you have that gap, but it makes you
So
stand
the way
out
that
more,
the way that I set the pose up, like I set the pose up like a full blown bodybuilder. Like I'll tuck the glutes, roll back, but then when I open up, that's where I then like extend back and pop everything. So I know how to show, but I end in the correct women's physique style.
Boom, you won. I think that's the best. You showed both.
I have to show the glutes. I have to because that shows. So the hamstrings straight more, the glutes will notch, yes, but then the lower back, and it's just eye grabbing. Like you're like, damn, what's that? And then you like blossom into it, and then you're like, whoa. And when I blossom my glutes, now I have like the striations kind of off the tops.
That's a win-win. Then if you show both, you won't see. I've always been against the hips out because I'm like, either you're in shape or you're not. You can't really hide it because I feel like some people are trying to hide the fact that their glutes aren't in. But now I'm like, I see the benefits, and I actually been trying it myself, and I'm like, oh shit, the amount of hamstrings the amount of hamstrings I gain. And the amount of adductors I gain from shooting the hips back a little bit is crazy. You just can't overdo it. I think it's a really slight thing.
You'll end up like BOYZ, like how he loses the glute.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. A really good example, like Nick Walker, he doesn't flex his glutes really hard. He flexes it like 30%, and then you still see a lot of adductors. So he's like standing with his leg foot back, not out to the side, foot back, and then he squeezes it like a little bit. You see the lines, but you see the adductor. Regan does a good job too. He squeezes it, and then when he comes, like you said, comes to the position, he slightly tilts it back. You still see everything, right? I think I think that's a really good combination. If BOYZ did it like that, perfect. But BOYZ, he'll start doing this humping shit. Just all he needs to do is hit the glute and then shoot the hips back. But then he'll like,
you just gotta find a middle ground with your tailbone because your tailbone's what's going to contract the hamstrings and the upper body too. So it's not necessarily like popping your tailbone back, but it's like a neutral middle ground. And there's some days when I can lock into it, I'm like, hell yeah. And then other days I'm like, motherfucker. Like
some days you can't.
That's why, it's nice having Paul, like, and vice versa. Because when we pose, like when you hit it, you hear that cue, and then we have a camera going too. So like you can see, like you can feel when to stop. And then you do that over and over and over again every time they call it out, and then you kind of know exactly how far to pull.
Yes.
So it's really good to have someone watching and calling it out.
Yeah, that helps a lot. One thing I want to stop doing is sending check-ins. Like I literally get out of bed, take a piss, and then take check-ins. But at this point, it's getting harder for me to wake up and like be in my full frame of mind. So I gotta wait it out a little bit, maybe cook my meal and shit like that, because I realize I can't flex. Like I'm hitting the poses, but I can't flex anything. So I'm like, what the fuck? Kind of like, are you flexing? I'm like, actually, no, I'm not. Then after the last check-in, I had to resend check-in. Like, okay, there we go. You're actually flexing, but you're just so depleted and tired and weak that imagine waking up first thing out of bed and then trying to like, I don't know, like make it like a really tight fist. Like you don't have the, you don't have the coordination yet.
Yeah.
So
your body's not awake. So I like to just, like you said, like I'll set up my day. Like I'll clean the apartment, get the dishes ready.
Exactly.
That way, when I come back from fasted cardio, everything's ready, laid out, ready to get meal one going. And by the time I'm like drinking my coffee and doing that, my body wakes up, and then I can kind of see, like when you roll right out of bed, you're not going to look like what you want to look like and what you
Oh,
want to
no.
see. So
Well,
you got
see,
to get some blood flow going.
I was scared to throw off. This is just my own weird way of thinking. I'm scared that, well, if I use the bathroom and drink water, I'm throwing off my look. But it's the opposite. I'm showing my real look by doing that, right? To the point that the last check-in, I went and did my cardio and drank water, which, well, I weighed myself first, but I did my cardio and drank water, and I think that was a better representation. I was able to actually flex, and I had a little bit. I mean, water isn't going to give you like fullness, but I had at least blood moving, like actual blood moving in my body, right? You could see fucking, veins and shit. So
I think it's
think that's
best
a
to do
better.
like both time periods, like wake up and then take some pictures and then
Hey,
go do your
hey.
cardio and take pictures at the gym. You don't have to come back and take pictures, but I like to see myself in two different lightings as well, just to be
I
more aware.
agree.
I've done that. I've done that too. Like when you wake up in the morning and do it first thing in the morning, and then do it after cardio, after drinking, like a 16-ounce bottle of water. And I've came home even weighing less than when I woken up. So it'll be even tighter. You know what I mean? From the sweating, obviously, and stuff. But
Yeah,
and you could actually see the pop in your muscle more.
yeah. For my clients, I do well, not like from 16 weeks out, but let's see, usually around, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks. But whenever I feel like I want to get a better indication of the condition, I'll have them do their fasted morning check-ins, but then I'll have them do post-workout check-ins as well in the gym lighting and all that shit, just to get two different looks and kind of make a combination from those.
I did not. I honestly didn't know we had an option. I thought, because I mean, this whole time I've always just rolled out of bed, taken a piss, and then checked in. Like he's requested, like, for example, he'll say, so we do the fast check-ins, and then like I want to say around like 3 weeks out, he started asking me for certain things like, hey, let me see a post-workout
Yeah.
check-in. So I would just send him the video that me and Paul record, because he wanted to see what my body looked like with food and water. But usually
yeah.
it's fasted. So I mean, I wouldn't say I any of us look good first thing in the morning, but you are the most depleted, so you can't really feel your muscle. But I still pose like, as I guess you could say, as hard as I can in that state. But I didn't even know he had an option, to be honest.
Well, you don't. Beatty just does whatever the fuck you want.
I'm not gonna lie. No, this is like news to me. I'm like, I thought you're not supposed to have any water because you want to be like that depleted. You want to see that look. That's what I've always been under the impression.
Yeah. No, yeah. If he hasn't said anything, then you're good. He told me to do that. He told me to resend it. Right, so that's why. But if he hasn't said anything, you're fine. He sees everything he needs to see. But he particularly saw these check-ins and was like, "Huh, are you flexing?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, then send me another one." But if he has nothing to say, then you're good to go.
Yeah,
I would want you to do first thing unless there's a reason, unless I wanted to get another look, or I feel like the look is something is off. You know what I'm saying?
He also doesn't like my lighting in here. He said, like, the closer we got to the show, he said that he's like, "Hey man, that's when he said, I don't mind you doing it post workout, but like, he's like, you don't have to do it all the time, but every so often I'm going to ask you to do it post workout because my lighting's shit in here." But then all those like outlets, like only 2 of them work, so I can't get any brighter in here.
Yeah, your check-ins it's pretty bad, bro. It's like blurry. The lighting is off. But the good thing is that's better to look right. It's better to look worse than your check-ins and better.
But you don't want it like that for your coach. You want your coach to be able to see.
Not too much, no. The good thing is, I think Compton in his brain, he has the filter, being that he knows how you look. Like, it's starting to happen to me too, because before I knew you this well, I would see the check-ins and see you in person and be like, Wait, what? What the fuck just
Most
happened?
people thought when I was 3 days out for USA, it's like, oh, this dude's like 4 weeks out, dude. He's not gonna come in. He's not gonna come in.
Yeah, but then once you know somebody, you develop a filter. So now I see it, and I kind of know more what to expect. You know what I'm saying? So now
That's
I'm like,
when he
okay, I see
decided.
it.
That's when Justin came down. I think we were like 6 or 7 weeks post show, and he saw me in person. We all trained at Madhouse together. That's when he told me that he wanted me to do the Cal. Because we didn't know what I was going to do. He saw me in person though, and I think I was already like 280 by that time, and I had veins in my back and stuff. And he was like, "Yo, you're ready. Like you don't need the size at this point." He's like, "You'll be big enough."
Y'all was thinking about potentially taking the full year off, right?
I didn't want to compete until 2025, like Ken and Zayd. That was my plan.
Oh, that would have been unnecessary. That would have been overkill. That would have been unnecessary. You probably would have just got bored and put on a bunch of fat by that point.
Well, we talked that. So that was my idea, but that's when I told Justin, "Hey, man, like I'm at that point where I don't have an eye for myself anymore. So yeah, I want you to tell me where you think I'm at, and kind of I'll give you the reins on that, and I'll just see if I'm okay with it, kind of thing." That's how this all happened.
You're not behind on size. I don't. You didn't need the extra. Yeah. Hey, what you eating over there, Stu?
Yes.
Chicken and rice, fish and rice.
Fish and rice.
Fish stew.
What's my name?
Fish stew.
Fish soup. Yeah.
You really asked? Is that a serious question?
No. We talked about you, I think, last episode, right?
It was all good, right?
Ooh, you know how to go check it out to see.
I'm good.
So what I wanted to know is, okay, New York, and then a week later was Cal, or 2 weeks later?
1 week.
1 week later. Okay, so how did you have low days, high days, medium days, rest days? How does Blue do your diet?
Like for my regular day-to-day diet?
Yeah, like throughout the week, you have like a low day or baseline day. Then you have high day.
It's just a rest day, which is really quite. It's like 120 grams of carbs or something, and then my training day food, which is like 350 or something, 300, 350. Actually, it might be lower than that. I'm not sure. But yeah, basically that baseline food for training day is like low enough where like over the course of like 4 to 6 days, I'll get pretty flat by then and I'll need to like fill back up.
Hold on. This is right. You're speaking about right now or for New York prep? Because I want to go back.
It's pretty similar, honestly.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So let's go back to New York prep. Okay. So you start the prep, 16 weeks out?
13, I think.
13 weeks
out. That was still too far out, honestly.
Okay. What did that starting diet plan look like as far as high days, low days, rest days, the whole nine?
I always just have training day food and rest day food. Rest days are usually about half of my training days. Right now they're different because we manipulated things over the course of like months now.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't do like high, medium, low days, all this crazy shit. It's really straightforward how Blue diets me. It's like you basically, your baseline training day food is significantly lower than, just like a caloric deficit, right? So you're going to flatten yourself out over the course of a week. Once you get like flat, you probably dig for another couple of days and then you need to fill yourself back up.
Try to give me like somewhat specific. It don't be got to be down to the gram, but we're talking about like 4 or 5 days on like 120, and then like 300-400 for a couple days.
No. It'll be like I got 2 rest days a week, so like it'll be like 3 basically like training and rest days. Like my training days are like 300, 350 or something like that, carbs. and my rest days are like 100, 120. I don't know exactly.
Okay.
But it's low enough where it's like it's consistently getting me flat. And
Okay.
it flattens me out. Once I'm flat, we kind of like keep the food low for another couple of days and then fill back up. And
Okay.
roughly every 7 to 9 days, like he'll have me do like have me like double up my carbs or something, or like do sushi. Like last night I did sushi, which is why I'm like functional right now.
Okay. I'm trying to just understand, because you started off prep with a bang, you got really lean and flat quick, and then you kind of seem to grow and come into the show actually bigger than
I don't know if I grow, dude. I think I was like body fat wise, I was like I had maybe like a week and a half of dieting left to do at 6 weeks out. So I've been holding my dick for months now, man. It's honestly frustrating. But I mean, what you're seeing is like I'm not so much growing, like my weight is between 250 and 255 basically, has been for 3 months now. But you're adding drugs in, you're pulling drugs out. It's mostly chemical stuff. And
sorry, I didn't mean grow like literally, but like you looked really flat, then you looked really really big and full basically. But okay, I feel like we're jumping all over the place. I'm trying to get very specific on one thing. So 16 weeks out, you start you get like low days, right? At what point did you start throwing in like at any point did you start throwing in like really high days or anything like that? Or how did the diet progress?
I mean, from the start of prep until like 6 or 7 weeks out, usually I don't do any high days. It's just like he pulls my food down, he pulls it down a bit more. I start steadily dropping like 3 or 4 pounds a week, I'd say. And then once I get to the point where like we need to pump the brakes a bit, which is always earlier than I'd like, then he starts having me do like sushi or higher food days. But I don't have like prescribed high days throughout the week. Like I'm not eating like another 200 grams of carbs on my leg days or something like that.
Got you. Cardio was just 20 minutes, you said?
It started at like 10. It got up to like 35. I was doing some post workout as well. I think it's like 25 now in the mornings. So
okay,
not much, but yeah.
Then you did New York, and then the following week you did Cal. So between that week, did you eat up, eat down?
Between the shows, basically just went back to slightly higher than baseline food because I was already like rolling into Cal filled out from New York for the most part. So I came back if I was like a 9 out of 10 on stage fullness, I came back down to like a 6 or a 7, but I didn't get down to like a 2 or a 3. Why would you do that? You're just gonna have to slam more food at the end of the week and maybe blow your stomach out or something stupid like that. So brought it back down a hair, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday ramped food up again gradually.
Okay. Yeah. We haven't had Stu on like full time in a while, so I want to kind of get a taste of where he's at and all that good stuff.
I have a question, Stu.
Mm-hmm.
What type of cardio are you doing for 25 minutes in the morning?
I just go for a walk. It's the laziest shit ever, honestly.
Outside, outside on the street.
Yeah, I just walk around town here.
Okay.
There's a bunch of trails I walk around on. It's nice.
Okay. If anybody has any questions, you could jump in at any time. Okay. So you do that for the Cal. Now for the Cal, were you heavier, lighter, same weight? And which
I was the same weight as New York. Maybe a pound difference, but yeah, same weight. The only difference, I looked better in Cal. And the difference there was I was more aggressive with my food, the day before, the morning of for Cal. And I was also more aggressive with how I tapered my water down. So usually I'll do like a multi-day I'll go from a gallon and a half down to a gallon, and then like half a gallon on Friday, and then I cut it off around 4 or 5 p.m. depending on when the pro shows are like. Sometimes the pre-judging starts at noon instead of like 9 a.m. So you have to take that into account. But yeah, so like I didn't taper it as hard. I drank more water going into New York. I tapered it more going into California and ate more. And I think more fullness stuck to me because of the extra food, but I peed out more water because of the harder water taper, and it was a better look overall.
Man,
drier.
Yeah.
Watching you that night, like super full, almost overly full, I think that's like a really good look for you, man.
I agree. When he did his individual routine, because me and Paul kind of for a second came back.
No, he's talking about Friday night.
I'm talking about in the hotel, actually. Like end of day.
I was gonna say for finals, you looked really fucking good. But go ahead.
You did.
I was confused.
Which kind of goes to my point. Like the more meals he seems to have in, the better the look. My only thing is that some people look worse. I know for me, if you catch me at the end of the day for show day, I ain't looking too good. But I mean, that's also me doing some weird shit. But yeah. So
I like, in order for my physique to have any pop, it does need to, like, I need to eat a lot, which is, and I didn't eat as much the morning of New York because I was a little like, oh, I got to keep my waist really tight. That's going to be my biggest weapon here in this lineup. It turns out I was one of the bigger guys in the lineup. So
you was, yeah.
So, I always surprise myself there, but like, I would have had like one of those big ass muffins the morning of the show before Cali. Like, I was eating significantly more. My stomach was still controlled, but
I don't. So this is tough. This is tough because Vancouver, as far as I'm concerned, you're the front runner. I don't know what everybody else believes.
I don't know. Hassan's looking pretty peeled, dude.
Are you serious?
No.
He said, I thought okay. What?
No. So as far as I'm concerned, you're a front runner. Now, here's the thing: when you're the front runner, it's probably in your best interest to play it safe. Go for that 90-95%.
Exactly the same shit as I did for these. I mean, like, what? It's a 7-week gap between Cali and Vancouver. What the fuck are you going to do in that time frame? You could try and dig down harder, but I was in great condition, so like,
you can do a lot. It's just that does it make sense? Is it smart? Here's the thing. Like, in my head, I'm like, I want to know from, like, I don't know who's judging Vancouver. Like, whoever the top judge, Tyler and Steve. I want to know exactly what they want to see from you. But here's the thing: they might not know themselves because they haven't seen it yet. So from what I saw from your physique, I think going in like extremely full, like Nathan at Flex, just balls to the wall full, your glutes are not going to get soft. You just don't have that issue.
As long as I keep my water restricted, the day, do that taper. And one thing I might do different is eat a little bit more overnight, because you get up to pee. I'll usually have like a couple of rice cakes or something. But like, so what happens is, you start eating all this food, your metabolism can kind of speed up. I was getting hot and sweaty every time I ate. But like overnight, you're burning through some of the carbs that you've eaten the last few days. So when you burn through them, that the glycogen is gone now. It's not going to hold the water in the muscle as much, which is why you're going to wake up a little flatter, drier, which is what you want, but flatter. So if every time you get up to pee, you have like, I was having a couple of rice cakes, but maybe a little more, to like really just keep that fullness and keep that water where it belongs in the muscle instead of like coming out and peeing it out, then maybe I could hold more fullness in the morning. But again, like I'm kind of difficult body to fuck up as far as peaking. As long as my like water is restricted, my food comes up high, like I don't think I've ever spilled per se at a show. Like that's just not what happens with me. If I were to drink a bunch of water and eat as much food as I'm eating, then fuck yeah, I'd be a watery mess. It would be gross. But as long as the water's under control, then
you're doing good. From what I've seen, I think bringing in that crazy full loaded look, I think the judges are gonna love it. Personally, I think they're gonna love it. Now, here's the thing, but then you can say, well, what about your waist? The only in the poses, your waist was still perfect because you put a vacuum, your abs and thighs, probably one of the best in the IFBB. So the only time that's going to be an issue is in the transitions. As long as you're really mindful in the transitions to holding your waist, I think that look will be your look. Nathan bought this crazy full look, and then you see in the transitions, his waist was out because he was so full. If he would have controlled his waist better in the transitions, I think he could have won. And not only could he have won, I think that would have been one of the, if not the best Nathan we've seen, if he was controlling his waist better. Because that was the only missing link. He was still hard enough everywhere else.
You say hard enough, like he was really hard. Nathan's always in great shape, but
That's
like, you know, if you're a guy who's always in pretty good condition, which I'd say I'm usually in pretty good condition, then like if you're trying to play this balance between fullness and dryness, like if you're always in pretty good shape, you don't even have to play that balance. It's just like
go full.
You can just push fuller and fuller and fuller, and like maybe you get so full that like you have a little like there's a little bit of blurring of detail. You know,
But
if you ever see anybody who's like really fucking peeled and dry and flat, like they have this crazy graininess to them that I'm not a huge fan of personally, but like it's gnarly looking. You know, I don't think I'm ever going to really have that. I don't have those like little details and shit in a lot of my body parts. But
you don't. It's like you don't need
too much muscle. There's too much muscle
to some extent. Yeah, it's like and like you know. I don't have like, you know, Joe has crazy lines all up and down his glutes. So does Paul. I don't have that. I have like one. So like
no need
as long as my glutes aren't soggy, you like and my hamstrings are always in, you know, maybe I can push fullness more. But like when I'm like backstage and posing, like I'm not sitting there like, oh shit, I'm flat. You know, I'm like, I feel good. I can pose and pushing another 500, 600, just throwing out numbers, like more food the morning of, assuming you can keep your waist in control. I don't know if that's because like I wasn't flat at either of those shows, you know?
No, but you look hard. You look harder when you're full like that. Like every part of your body besides the stomach looks harder. But it's like, does it matter? Because your abs aren't like crazy deep. They just look good in the poses. Like in abs and thighs, nobody gonna say, well, his abs are shallow. No, it's like, holy fuck, that's a crazy abs and thighs. So being that, like you said about your glutes, it doesn't matter anyways because you don't have Lunsford lines in your glutes. Yeah. So might as well capitalize on your strengths.
Considering taking my trunks and kind of like hiking them or like bikini biting them like onto like further over my glute. Cause like right now I've got them pretty much up my ass. Like real they're not covering much of anything, but like because I mean like you saw in person, right? The skin at the top of my glute is very thin. It's thin enough where if there were lines there you would see all of them, but there's no lines there. So like
that's fine.
So when you look at it's fine, right? But like if a judge is looking at that just at a glance, it's like, oh, he looks soggy, like his glute looks soggy. You know, just at a passing glance. If they don't really know what they're looking at, which
I know what you mean.
They should, but sometimes they don't. Like maybe I could just like, you know, glue my trunks onto my glute so that it doesn't like show that top side of it because it's not doing me any favors and it might actually be hurting me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, everybody kind of wears their trunks a little different. Like for example, Vito, his trunks are covering up more of the top side of his glute. I don't know if that's on purpose or just how they sit on him, but he's got like lines at the bottom, but then at the top, he's there. I don't know if sometimes guys like shoot the shit out of the top of their glute, right? I haven't shot my glute in like 6 years. So it's not what it is with me. I just don't have
I was going to ask you that actually.
No, I
don't
never ever shoot my glutes because I had it in my head like maybe someday if I don't shoot them at all, just keep it crisp, then eventually I'll get those lines in there. And it's been like years and it just hasn't happened.
I've never shot my glute because Johnny Reagan told me that. He was like, man, you can't risk to blur anything back there.
Yeah, that's what Blue has all of his guys do too. He doesn't let you shoot your glutes. So I don't know. Again, these are like little things,
Yeah.
Ultimately, what's going to come down to is like, do I show up at a show with a bunch of like Olympians at it, like New York and California, or do I show up at Vancouver where I actually have a shot? That's what it's going to come down to.
You got to go for broke at some show because I don't think it's that big of a risk for you. For a lot of us, it would be a huge risk, but for you coming in that full, I already seen it. It's gonna look better. At very worst, it's not gonna look bad. And here's something else. Speaking of John Regan and shredded glutes, I did a show way back, maybe probably my first or second show, and John asked Steve himself, "Hey, does he need shredded? Does he need lines in his glutes, like shredded glutes? Is that something you guys judge?" And Steve said, "Just don't be fat. He doesn't care how much lines you have going through your glute." Now, even though he said that, let's be real, it does give you some extra, right? It's going to give you some extra, like lunge for glutes.
It's like if they talk about like, draw attention to yourself on stage, that draws attention to back shots.
It does.
It's a showy body part. It's like, oh shit, that's crazy. Like Nick's arms,
100%. But it's not like you're gonna lose if you didn't have. Okay, how do you beat Derek when Derek had way more shredded glutes, right? Like it's not like if you don't have that, you lose, or that guy is going to beat you. It's like anything else. Hadi got the striations in his chest, right? Well, Derek beat Hadi without those striations. It's like any other muscle. Having those crazy striations, it draws attention, but it's not going to win the show for you. So for your glutes, not having Derek Lunsford glutes isn't going to lose the show for you, as long as
I'm just never going to have them, period. So
exactly.
I just like, to your point, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like fuller is generally better on me. I'm like, I got to kind of accept my position in this league as like one of the big men. I didn't think I would be that guy because I thought I'd be like a shape guy, right? But like every show I do, I'm like one of the bigger guys in the lineup. So, okay, maybe go and push your fullness really hard. I just don't know if I could get any fuller,
I think you
relative
can.
to California. I think if I were to try and do that, it would be via eating overnight, because I'll go like 6 or 7 hours with no food overnight, and I think I lose a little bit of that pop you were talking about.
What is your what are your fats like the night before?
So during prep, my fats are like fucking zero. It's just fish and white rice, right? But before the show, Blue will have me work in some salmon and steak and some potatoes as well, because the thought is they're going to digest a little slower. They're not going to just like go right through you and burn through you really fast like white rice and fish would. Can it slow down your digestion a bit? Yeah, but I always am taking my fiber. I take fat shits in the morning before shows, like consistently. So that's never really an issue. And I think it does those fats and like the slower digesting carbs with the potatoes in there. It kind of acts like glue, it sticks to you a little better. Which I need.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You think the night before, like doing a little bit of peanut butter with those carbs will help you not flatten out so much going into the morning?
Yeah, well, I do put some of those fats in there. I'm not flattening out a ton by the morning. I just need to like keep a steady stream coming in, So like every time I get up to pee, I usually have like a Rice Krispie treat or something. I think I could do more, as long as, again, my stomach's feeling good.
And keep in mind, we're just talking about food here. There's so many other things you can utilize to be fuller on stage, but then that creates so many new variables to worry about. So
if we're being frank here, like I always pop some halo testing and super draw before I get on stage. It helps me pump up like super fast.
I do halo.
Yeah, halo definitely helps. But you know, another trick. I don't know if any of you guys saw me do this, but I have like I'll make this paste out of carbolin, and
That's
like maybe an ounce of water, and you just like shovel it back right before you get on stage. And that it kind of keeps your blood sugar stable, but it hits you really hard and it like makes you pop. So that's a good little trick. And it's not going to bother your stomach, obviously, because it's just fucking carb powder.
Yeah. Some people do Anadrol, Cialis, the whole nine.
Yeah.
There's so much, but okay, well, good luck in Vancouver, Stu. I think
you ever heard of marathon runners during a run they'll use I think it's called goo.
Yeah.
I think that's what I wonder if you did that.
It's it's like energy gels. They used it in cycling. I was kind of into cycling for a little while. And they're basically just dextrose packets. That's like energy gel. Because you have to keep your blood sugar stable and consistent over the course of like a 4-hour ride, right? So you can't be shoveling it back like actual food when you're doing that. It's gonna fuck up your stomach. So you just do that instead. They actually in the cycling world, they'll drink just straight Coke, like Coca-Cola. They'll be like popping open cans of it on the side of the road during like the Tour de France. It's like the old school shit they used to do.
That's crazy.
I've seen people do that at bodybuilding shows, but they're usually Stu, you haven't posted anything recently, right? Any physique updates?
I haven't. Honestly, like I haven't been happy with how I looked last week or so because I took that couple weeks break from prep and then I rolled back into prep and I'm like 2.5 weeks back in now, and all the drugs have been kicking in and the water's been coming off gradually, and it's like I'm comparing myself to what I look like 10 days out before New York, and I'm like, it doesn't look that good, so I don't want to put anything up, but it's all in your head, right? But that's, and I mean,
it's
listen,
funny,
man.
because of this podcast, I've been shocking the world because this podcast makes people think that I just get fat right off the bat and shit. And so when they see my updates, they're like, yo, what the hell? I'm like, bro, like, you guys make me look a certain way.
you don't actually get fat. You don't actually get fat on a rebound though. It's usually like
no, I know, but like because like people
think
because of how we talked about it, and then they're like, wait, what? When actually I've always done this. They're just
It's like Zayd. Everybody's like, "Whoa, Zayd is big," and it's like, yeah, we're like teasing him, but like he was never. Picture. Yeah. So they start taking it the wrong way. Well, that happened to my legs because I'm always talking shit about my own legs, right?
Well, like, you mean you got me? Remember, I said I didn't know you had a fat ass hammy like that.
Yeah,
remember? Yeah, you threw me off.
But that's why, like Stu said, it's better to undersell, over deliver. Imagine if we're over here bragging about, it would have the opposite effect. All right, let's see something. Honestly, also, you get to a point in prep, you get tired of the physique updates. Like, it's only so much. It's fun. It's fun to a certain point. Then you're like, I don't feel like posting updates every day anymore. Some people do it all the way to the show, but at some point it's like, I don't.
But then think about Stu too. He's already done 2 shows, and not much is going to change by the 3rd one. So.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
agree.
I mean, you should take lots of pictures and post content when you're lean, but this is weird, man. Like, I've been thinking about like doing YouTube shit again, and honestly, I've just felt like shit the last couple of weeks, but. I don't know, like, what am I going to talk about? Like, hey, I'm doing this shit all over again.
One thing I learned, we think that, but people still like it.
I know. It's such a mind fuck. It's like, do this every day. Who cares?
It's weird. If you leave it up to me, I've been over the YouTube like vlog videos already for a little bit now. I was enjoying it in the beginning, but I'm way over it now. But then I still get messages that I'm like, huh, people actually like that shit. Like I feel like I'm getting stale. Like I'm tired. I look like I don't even want to be in the gym. Like why would you want to watch it? But a lot of them are in prep, so they relate to it. And I'm like, well, I feel the same way, right? That's like me watching. I wouldn't watch myself, but like me watching, I don't know, whoever I watch other people in prep. Like I like watching Jordan, Robin in prep.
I was watching
Even the boys.
in 22. I was watching Chris Bumstead videos when he was
Yeah,
prepping
yeah.
for the Olympia. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not even like a big fan of his. I was just like, oh, he's prepping too. Nice. Okay.
That's
You know?
exactly what happened with me with Justin Shire, because he was getting ready for his pro debut. Now I was getting ready to turn pro, and like I think his show is
1
a
week
week or
before
two.
this.
Oh, 1 week, yeah.
1 week exactly.
And then he won it all. I was like, okay, my turn.
Yeah.
That was
So
dope, but you relate.
people just want to follow along. It's like a TV show. So I'm forcing myself, but I gotta be honest. If I don't feel like talking, like the last few videos, I didn't talk once. So I'm gonna go voice over the video because I'm like I just didn't have anything to say at the moment. But
I think
what
I want to start doing that a lot more when I get down to Texas. Because like, I'm going to be around guys doing what I'm doing. There's just nobody here. There's nobody. I've talked about that before, but and maybe like just hire a fucking videographer because I'm not good at doing this shit myself. I got to be honest. Like realistically, I'm never going to be consistent if I'm filming all my own videos and all this stuff, right? So leave it to the expert.
Anybody who is consistent has a team.
Yeah.
If you want to be consistent for a long period of time, everybody's gonna need one. But let's see. I don't see the Vancouver.
Stu, did you see, or you know that it's official? We're all going to Texas.
Oh, you are? Okay, good.
Yeah, we literally got the flight, the Airbnb, the car, and everything as of today.
Sick. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be staying with my buddy Garrett. My girlfriend's coming too for the Texas, but I'm shit. We'll see you guys all over. Where did you guys get the place at? Is it near destination or?
And Allen, Texas, like 7 minutes from destination.
Oh, okay, yeah. Allen McKinney's like right next to each other.
Yeah.
Is that the week of the Texas Pro or no?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's what they're coming down for.
What day is the
Texas? A ticket too.
It'll be like a week or two after the USA's.
Look at Beatty.
That's where we're just going.
That's the one I booked yesterday, Beatty, last night.
Oh, I'm just gonna send the money and show
it's
up.
Funny, bro. I told Paul, he's like, you think they'll go? And I was like, or you think it'll be cool with this? I was like, Beatty's gonna be cool with anything. As long as he doesn't have to do shit and just has to send you the money, he'll be fine.
Just as long as everybody handles it, I know I'm in good hands. So I'll be
I told you. I fucking told you.
That's gonna be a ball, man. The Texas is fun, man. Like especially when there's events going on in Dallas. Like Nationals last year was sick. Everyone's at the gym. You're like running into everybody. If you're a social butterfly, which not everybody is, but like if you are, it's a fun time. You're gonna have fun.
I'm not right now, but at that time, I think I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to being social. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like
it'll be 2 weeks
have
post
the Airbnb
USA.
for? I'm sorry.
Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
Thursday through Sunday.
Gotcha.
Let me see.
You're pretty far. You're down Houston direction, right, Alyssa?
I'm 3 hours south of Houston and Corpus Christi.
Oh, geez, that's even further.
Yeah, it's a 6.5 hour drive to Dallas, but I don't mind it.
I don't see the list for Vancouver. It's not up yet.
Oh no, it's still 2.5 weeks away.
Oh wow!
They put it up like the Tuesday before.
Tim Budesheim is doing it again. He's doing more shows. Hassan.
Robin's doing it too, right?
Yeah, Robin's doing it. Geez, who else?
John Jewett.
Yeah, Jewett, right?
Oh, he ended up doing it? He's going to do it?
Yeah, he's doing
Yeah.
it. It's going to be the battle of the baldies against the hairs, you know.
What show is this? Mr. Big?
Yeah, it's a Portugal show.
And it's going to be Bonak and Nathan?
Looks like it.
I would have said Nathan, of course, but I mean, Bonak just beat Beirut and Nathan didn't, so maybe
Doing my bodybuilding math here.
yeah. So maybe. Oh, congrats, Stu. Stu qualified.
That was a funny show how they judged this. So they like brought out second and third place, and everybody thought this guy was in like third or fourth, and then
which would have been crazy because
yeah, he looks fantastic.
I thought he won by quite a bit. I thought he could have beat Christian, and Christian is crazy. Zagarella guy.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Condell. He made his pro debut here, and I think he got second or third.
Oh shit, that's good.
It was him and Cody Drobot for second and third place.
Man, look at his sweeps from behind.
It's
wild, bro.
What the fuck?
I don't know how that fits into 212, but
bro, how is he 212 to begin with? Look at his legs. How the fuck do you fit into 212 with those legs?
He's probably like 5'2".
And he doesn't look short, like physique wise, which is I think it's a good thing. You don't want to look too tall, but you don't want to look too short. Bro, he's really good. And
just imagine if his head was the size of mine, though. Like he would look like 5 feet tall.
Yeah, bro, he's really good. I think he's really fucking good. Like I'm talking about like first call up.
I agree. I
think he's the first call up guy. Well, shout out
Esteban Fukene.
Esteban. Yeah, Esteban. Fish soup. All right. Let's see
no, it's fish tapas or chicken tapas or something.
I
haven't seen Shire in a minute. Okay, what else we got?
What's the next show?
Is he sad about anything? Oh, Big Man? No. What's the next show?
What's the next show coming up?
Yeah, the Portugal, the Big Man Evolution, and then after that, it's Vancouver.
Okay.
I wonder if any of these guys that can't come to the States might come in and do the Vancouver. You know, that's all I fucking need. Beirut to show up in Vancouver. Like, because he can actually get there.
I don't think he'll do it.
No. Yo, I was looking at this. How the fuck did he get 6? Did you see the people that beat him? I don't think they should have beat him.
Oh yeah, look, man.
He got beat by I forgot. He got beat by what was his name? Andrew. I can't remember. It was 2 people, the French guy and this other guy. I don't agree with it. Was he fuller?
He looks much fuller. His glutes and hams are still pretty in, but they're not quite as hard as they were the previous shows. I mean, he's a little softer. That's about it. He's not soft, though, by any means.
No, but he has all everything else, you know. I don't know. I felt like he should have been 4th personally.
I think it's anti-Polish racism.
Yeah, from what I was looking at, I was like, nah, I don't see it. I watched the video on the placings. Yeah, he got beat by.
You know what it probably was? He didn't use liquid sun rays.
Oh, he fucked up.
Because, you know, he beat me in California when he did, so.
Just saying.
He lost to Gel and Justin. I just personally didn't see it. This guy's in crazy condition, but he's Wolski's beating him pretty much everywhere, in my opinion. And so is what page I just left? So is the other guy too. I don't know. I just didn't see it that way, but props to them anyways. I think he's very underrated, in my opinion. But he'll get his time. Now, did everybody agree with the winner versus Nathan and Beirut?
I'd say so. People give Beirut crap for his quads, but like, look at the actual space they take up here. Like, they're barely smaller than Nathan's, you know? And then every other angle of the leg, like the side leg, he's got a better hamstring glute detail, you know? From behind, he's got crazy glute detail that Nathan doesn't really have as much. So, yeah, I think he just kind of suffers from having such a big upper body that, you know, standing on his own, he doesn't look like his legs are quite up to snuff. But I mean, they're taking up just as much space as Nathan's are here.
I don't think his legs are a problem at all, but I do hear people keep saying it. I think they were like earlier on, but I don't think they're a problem anymore. I think he has good legs personally. Would anybody have argued if Nathan would have won?
No,
because I originally thought he was going to win.
Yeah, I think it was one of those ones where it could have gone either way, you know, and nobody would have complained about it.
The funny thing about Nathan's quads is like they're not actually, his leg is not actually that big. Like, it's big, pro bodybuilder big, right? But it's not like insane. It's got like just this crazy sweep and adductor coming in, and like, look at how much he's squatting down when he hits that pose. It's to flare everything out because he can fill it in.
It's the shape, yeah. He has really good shape in his legs. I mean, his legs probably the same size as Beirut's, but they look bigger because he has, you know, the genetics for the shape and fullness, roundness. You know, I don't know if he's actually even bigger than Beirut's, but he appears so because he's so big and full. Now, I thought Nathan was gonna win because Bonac won, you know. But if
that's exactly what I thought too.
Yeah, but if I'm just judging the physiques, I would have thought Beirut was gonna beat Bonac, and then he was gonna beat Nathan as well. But from the way the other show was judged, I just assumed that if Bonac beats him, then so does Nathan. But it doesn't always work that way. Yeah. All right, I think that's it for the. Y'all talked about the show before this already, right? We talked about the Bonac show.
Yeah, the podcast prior.
Yeah. All right. I think we could get into questions now. What y'all think?
Let's do it.
I'm cool with it, yeah.
I gotta pee. Just making sure we didn't miss anything.
Oh man.
My boy
Oh,
Corey.
you know what? Did you see the latest news about Curry leaving Abdullah?
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not up here.
Yeah.
What is it?
Curry and Abdullah split.
It was who is the best bodybuilder?
Yep, 2019 Mr. Olympia Coach Abdullah part ways at 15 weeks out. Is he in Kuwait though?
I don't know.
I don't even know if he's in Kuwait. Is he even competing? Like,
it says 15 weeks out.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Well, they're saying he's 15 weeks out from the Olympia, but do we have confirmation from him that he's prepping for the Olympia? We haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen him post anything in a while, period.
Yeah.
I mean, Abdullah isn't even like directly affiliated with Oxygen anymore.
He's not at all affiliated with them.
Yeah.
He's doing his own thing. So that could mean a lot of shit, but to be honest, does it even matter why? Not really. I just want to know what his next move is. Is he still doing Olympia? Is he staying in the States? Is he gonna go to Kuwait? I would assume he would be there by now if he was going to go. But you never know with Curry. He has a lot going on in his life. He focused on his family as well.
And I don't know, does he own or run that gym, that Carbon Culture?
I thought he was part owner of it.
No, that Carbon. I think that's Mark Loblander's gym.
But yeah, I thought he had part ownership though.
He was. I don't know if he still does, but at one point, yeah, he did. Who knows, man? He's a pretty private guy.
Yeah, but, I was gonna say he doesn't normally post that much either. Maybe up to the Olympia.
Do you think this could be a positive or negative? More than likely, it's hard to say.
Yeah, watch him end up with Boss of Outlaw.
It's pretty trendy nowadays.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, so far, Kuwait has been the only place where he's really transformed and really looked his best. But I think that's more him being there physically. I don't think. I'm sure Abdullah is a great coach, but I don't think it was like just a coaching thing. I think it's just being completely removed from the world and his responsibility, and being able to just commit to bodybuilding, right? So you can do that anywhere technically, but at home it's going to be hard when you got kids.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Nate, oh no. From the last podcast, oh no, Nathan is easily 5'10". Met him a few times. Yeah, it's because you're not really 5'10". That's why you think he's 5'10". Nathan is not 5'10". He doesn't even claim he's 5'10". But everybody thinks they're taller because they've been lying to themselves forever, so they start to believe their own lies.
I actually just talked to someone about that shit. I was like, my whole life I was 5'9". And then one day I decided to measure myself and I was like 5'8.3" or some shit.
Ooh, yeah. I did that at the USA. Man. I lost an inch somewhere.
Seriously, I was like, where did this shit happen?
I think most of us are going to lose some height with all this training.
I wonder if it's legitimately from compressing your spine over and over again, like heavy
I was
squats
just about to say that. I was just going to say that.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that's got to be what it is. That's the only
it's a bit of that. And like if you measure yourself when you're in shape for a show, you're going to be a little shorter, You
are, yeah.
Fat pads and all that shit.
Oh, I had my fat pads on.
Oh, this is Fat Joe height?
Yeah, this is Fat Joe height. So I was very thrown off.
Grow your hair out. You get another inch and a half out of that.
Yeah,
pro tip.
Every inch counts.
Are you team? Oh, we're gonna get into questions. Are you team cream of rice or cream oats? I mean cream oats or team oats.
Cream oats.
I've got a hack. Listen. My coach put oatmeal on my plan, and I don't like eating oatmeal, so I blend it up in the little NutriBullet and make it into powder. It's no different. It's amazing blended up. So
you can just she makes cream you can just get oat flour. That's all it is.
I was thinking about that, yeah. But I bought this whole fucking thing of oatmeal, so I'm just getting rid of that for now. So I just weigh out my oatmeal, blend it up, and boom, and it digests well. It doesn't give me any stomach problems.
What does it look like?
It looks like, I don't know, cream of wheat, but you just take dry oatmeal and blend it up into powder, and then you mix water in it, and boom, fire.
You could sell that.
You
can market it.
Yeah. Box it and sell it.
And I got some peanut butter on top with that. Put a packet of Splenda in it.
Oh, you get to go. Yeah.
You guys do that? Start putting Splenda in your oats and cream of rice and shit? I do that every once in a while.
I do that. I thought everybody does it.
I would put sugar-free maple syrup in my oatmeal.
Oof.
When I would do oatmeal.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Delicious. You ever had the maple brown sugar like packet oatmeal? It pretty much.
Oh my god, I love the apple cinnamon shit so much.
That one's good. Yeah, that's good.
I feel like a kid when I'm eating it because I know it's full of sugar.
I like the Pride Foods cream of rice though. Pride Foods.
I've never tried it. I've always wanted
cinnamon.
They have flavors with that.
Yeah,
the brown sugar and cinnamon is really good.
They have like blueberry muffin, like brown sugar cinnamon shit like that.
Oh, my last like high day, if you want to call it that. I did the what do you call it? The brownie batter bowl of gains, but
Yeah.
I had it like drier and I put it on a plate. Then I made whey paste with this Chips Ahoy. What's the brand? What's that brand? I think it's Ghost. Ghost. That shit is really good. I made this the first time I made that paste. I always thought it was nasty. I'm like, who wants whey paste? Now with the right flavor, it's really good. And I put it on top. Exactly. So basically, it was a bowl of Gaines cream of rice chocolate pancake. In my head, keep in mind how hungry I am. So in my head, it was a chocolate fucking pancake with like cookie fucking batter drizzle cream, and it tasted literally like that.
You fucking fat ass.
Listen, that shit tasted like a gourmet dessert at an Italian restaurant at that point. You know, to the point I don't want to do it again because I keep thinking about it. I don't want to give, you know, it's just fucking protein and carbs, but you know, I don't want to like food too much in prep because then it becomes a cycle. I just keep thinking about it. I ain't gonna do nothing, but I'm gonna keep thinking about it, and that makes me kind of like antsy. So I'm gonna take it easy.
Do you ever get stomach issues with the fake stuff, like the flavor gang, bowl of gains? That doesn't mess your stomach up. If I do too much like artificial shit, oh yeah, that's probably
what Stu said. When I'm eating this low, I can digest anything. If I eat glass, I would digest it. You know, that's what I said. That we were talking about egg whites. Off season, when I have more food, egg whites fuck up my stomach. Right now, I could drink a gallon of egg whites because my body is like, it sucks everything up so fast. Even gear, like I get no swelling. I'll inject and my body is soaking up so fast. I'm like, no blood, no anything. Like nothing ever happened. It's like my body, when you're so fucking depleted, at least for me, I can't speak for everybody else. My body.
No, I was gonna say you're saying that, and I was like, oh, you know, because that would happen to me too. Yeah, like I never ever. It doesn't.
No pip, no swelling.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think when you get to the end of prep and you're doing those everyday shots and they're pretty fucking big at that point, like you get really good at just handling that. You know, the muscle gets accustomed to absorbing it better.
Yeah, and there's more space. I don't know how you guys' muscles feel, but when I'm like flat, even if I don't look visually flat, my muscles get soft actually. Like it gets really like cushiony. You could probably tell just by touching like this. So like everything goes in super smooth and just. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. You know.
That's actually.
Go ahead. I'm having the opposite problem right now, and I think it's because I'm so lean and hard. Like it's just. I'm getting swelling and bruising. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Are you actually hard? Do you feel hard?
Yeah.
See, when I look hard visually, I'm actually soft to the touch. I mean, like not like show day, but like when I'm flat. But your flat is different because your flat is like 200 carbs, I guess, right? I don't know if that's the thing, but if it's like legit no glycogen, you actually get like hollow. Does anybody else do that?
That's what I'll do that like when I'm peaking for a show or if I'm like a few weeks out, I'm like trying to tell if I'm flat or full. And I'll just flex my bicep and like, okay, that's like I just ate last night, right? So that's like a 7 or an 8. By the time I go to bed before a show the night before, I'm trying to be like a 9 or a 10, you know? And it's just like really hard to the touch, you know?
You joke.
We're all touching each other.
But it's interesting to hear that. So Alyssa, you don't get that soft feeling. You stay like hard to the touch.
So the way that you're saying with your biceps, that's me with my legs. Like I can look at my glutes or my quads and know. And this is one thing I'll let out. One of my secrets. Like I can look at someone's ankles and kind of tell if their condition, where their condition is at. It's like if you look at someone's ankles, you can kind of tell whether they're in shape, if their legs are, if they're like from their mid calf down is lean, you can kind of tell if they're in shape or not. That's just
For
how I
sure.
gauge it. So I can like literally just look at my ankles and be like, God damn, I need to lay down with my feet up because I'm holding water. I've been on my feet too long. Or I just know
100%.
I could just feel it, but I can look at my legs and know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty much like hard and striated upper body wise, but it's the fullness that I can up here that goes on. But downstairs it's just
It
nothing
changes.
is showing. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? I just need a burger or something.
I got one client that gets edema, really bad edema in off season, and then even when he's shredded until like a couple weeks out, he kind of has cankles, and this shit concerns me. I'm like, yo, we gotta, I had him check his heart because in my head I'm like, maybe that's heart failure, something, but it's not. Everything is good to go genetically. That's just a thing for him, but that's rare. Most people in his condition, you'll be dry to the ankles. I
At
don't
the end
I
of the
don't have.
day, I'm kind of soggy. I mean, but I'll pee out 5 to 7 pounds of water overnight, and then I wake
Same
up and my ankles are dry. You know,
Yeah.
here. If I'm training people through the day or driving a lot, by the end of the day, I mean, it's not fucking fucked up edema or anything, but like, yeah, I am gonna hold a bit in my feet and ankles, but then yeah, throughout the night, I'll wake up pretty good. How did we get here from cream of rice?
I don't know, man.
Next question.
Yeah, no fucking clue, actually.
Oh, which do you guys prefer? Right now, I like cream of rice, but I've been craving like a bowl of like off season oatmeal. I've been craving like a bowl of oatmeal with blueberries and honey in it. But obviously, I wouldn't have that now because it would take up too much of my carbs. But some tells me off season I'm gonna want to do that with the whey paste on top. That's gonna be
Yeah, you say that now.
You're
I
right.
always tell myself I'm going
You're
to
right.
go fish in the off season, and it's never happened.
Well, every time I'm like, yo, I'm enjoying this fish so much, especially with this what's this shit? What's that sweet poppy sauce? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is why Ross don't cheat on his diet. That's why Ross eats this shit all year round. I'm gonna do this too, but then what happens? Fucking next day of the show, you have your little cheat meal, you're like, you know what? I go literally throw out all my tilapia. I'm like, I don't want to look at it, but let's see. Something tells me this year is going to be a little different. I'll probably say that every year, but I'm really excited to. I'm really enjoying the clean food, and I'm excited to just eat more clean food. Granted, like I said, this is me talking right now. I also want to. Compton wants to keep me lean in off season, and it's something I really want to do. I think I'm going to feel good. Let's see. Let's see how lean, but it's something that excites me because I feel like I'm going to actually feel good and not be snoring and the whole nine. So if I could do it, I think it's gonna be fun. I don't know.
Since we're on that topic, I'm excited for that too. It's kind of nice to be hungry for my next meal, and it makes you like knowing that that's the plan to stay lean, and that we're not going to push to like new weights and stuff. Like it's a little more motivating to eat the cleaner food and not cheat as much and stuff. Like,
I
so
agree.
I kind of like it.
Even training, bro, especially leg training.
That's huge. Yeah.
I didn't realize like how heavy I was. This was the first off season. This past off season, I'm like, I literally can't back squat. So I had to stop back squatting. And anytime I would force it, bro, I couldn't go over 4 plates. This is coming from somebody who I used to do sets of 10 with 6.25 sets of 10. And I couldn't even get 4 plates for 10. And I'm like, my legs are bigger. Am I getting weaker? What the fuck is going on? It wasn't. It's just I'm so inflamed and immobile that I couldn't do it. The other day, literally yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, Monday, I did squats at the end of my workout. And I did 4 plates, super depleted, like really narrow stance, like almost like a close grip bench, like super narrow stance, bro. And I did sets of 4 plates, bro, with ease. And I'm like, I know I'm weaker right now, but it's the mobility and it's the lack of inflammation. So then I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. So if I can train better, wouldn't that be more muscle rather than being over 300 pounds? If I'm 280, 285 with like perfect training and good stamina, You know, I think,
And not
I
only
think I'm,
that, it's way better on your knees too. Because I know when I'm
yeah,
fucking heavy as shit trying to squat too heavy with leg lifts, bro, my knees are shot, bro. Like shot.
yeah. You see, and like
Well, you're
what
just old.
I mean, hey,
You have a
whatever,
point. You have a point.
and like what Nick's been telling me for years that like he feels like because he doesn't have to. He was somebody who had to do a lot of cardio back in the days too and low food. He like because he doesn't have to. He's always in shape. Like motherfucker. Like think about it. He'll do a prep, stay ripped, hold a little bit of water, do another prep. He never has to actually lose more than 10 pounds of body fat, right? So
He's
if you think about
competing year round, not year round, but like much more
often,
frequently than a lot of us do.
Of course, yeah.
I know I'm going to experience this year because like if I spend like half the year at like single digit body fat, like you're not going to tell me that's not going to affect my body long term. It's like for the better, you know. My new set point is just way leaner now.
I was going to mention that earlier because I did a story the other day and I was sitting down and I was like, man, I actually feel really fucking good. I've never been this lean and actually felt somewhat pretty damn good. Like I'm strong too. Like me and Paul are back here moving 4 plates and stuff.
That's important.
But I'm at a body fat that before there's no way. Like I couldn't even function, couldn't hold a conversation. And I always wondered, like, because you talk about the set point, like I used to tell Paul, dude, I don't know how like Nick walks around like that all the time, but like Shu just said, yeah, if you hold something long enough and then your body just kind of learns it, it's been there before, like you could do it and you're normal.
Look at the trends. I think we covered this briefly last episode. Look at the trends. Look at the bodybuilders progressing the most. It's the ones that are competing and rebounding and staying lean. It always has been, but we don't pay attention to that because we're like all these guys taking 2 years off, 2 years off, 2 years off. They're progressing okay, but the guys like the Nicks and the Samsons and the Andrews, there's a limit. Like I said, Justin Rodriguez is like the limit, right? But it's like we're seeing them compete, and we're like, oh, this is quite a bit of shows. But look at their progression. They're progressing like crazy, you know? So there's something to be said for it. It has to be done right. Don't be that local guy who's the fucking middleweight who's doing 10 shows a year and coming back as a middleweight. Not that guy. But with a coach in the right scenario, they're the way to do it. And like I said, with Nick, same thing. Well, less cardio, more food, better training. And then it's like it's compounding, growing. He's not overdoing. He's not doing 5 shows neither, like maybe 2.
I think there's something else that we've got to be honest about. It's like if you're competing maybe like twice throughout the year, 2 or 3 times, so like you're gonna be on gear more total time than
good point. I didn't think about that.
I mean, I've taken a little break in between, but it's like I got my blood work done. Shit looked really good actually. All considered,
man.
But like, you know, I'm still on drugs. I've been on like cycle basically with a 2-week break since end of February, middle of February. You know, that's a long time. There's no way around that.
I didn't think about that, but that's the Milos trick, right? My guys come completely off, yeah, but they're doing 10 shows, you know. So we're talking about a week or 2 weeks. Another thing is that the part that Milos leaves out, it's not that he's lying because he said it publicly a few times, but he doesn't always say it. When they come off of the hormones of the tests and androgens, they're still on GH and insulin.
Oh yeah, you never stop that. What the fuck?
No,
never.
But a lot of people don't know this or even think about it. In the past, I would come off of the GH or go down to 2 IUs. This is the first off season I left the GH. I don't do insulin. I left the GH exactly as is. And you know what happened? My entire health phase, I looked. Oh, you don't like that word? What do we use now? Cruise. The risk management phase. Yeah.
Oh shit phase.
So that phase I stayed on anywhere from 6 to 10 IUs of growth. And guess what happened? I made the best progress I made in the off season because I continued to progress off cycle. My strength never went down. Only thing that went down is my recovery at the end, but it's still much better recovery than in the past. So I'm like, wow, that something that small made such a big difference. Cause I'm trying to put it
I
in
use a growth hormone isn't small, just so everyone knows. But
I was just gonna say, so wait, so you never lowered it, you just kept it the same dosage as the blasting portion?
Yes, a give or take. Granted, when I'm in off season phase, if I'm being honest, I miss shots a lot. So let's say instead of 7 days a week or 6 days a week, I was doing like 4 or 5 days a week. Compared to past me doing 2 IUs 3-4 times a week, and that made because I've had a few questions. What did you change this off season that you're looking so different? And I'm like, I did the same shit for another year. But that was the only thing that I remember looking at myself during my cruise. Like, I look the same. I don't look any different. And my weight is, So I think that made a huge difference. It can be, maybe it's my age. I'm 31. I don't know. But
that's how I turned pro, basically. Between 21 and 22, I didn't come off of 10 units of growth for like the entire time. Like it was... And I pretty much kept it there because, again, you're looking at growth hormone isn't like completely safe, but it's about the safest drug that you can take in this sport. Like growth hormone and insulin, as long as you're not dumbass with insulin, know how an insulin syringe works. It's like you can keep those things in, and it's not going to fuck up your cholesterol. It's not going to fuck up your liver, your kidneys. Caveat to that is like if your blood pressure is out of control from retaining fluid from growth hormone, yes, that will eventually translate to bad kidney health, but you need to control your blood pressure regardless.
Yeah.
And, control your blood sugars. Some people, I actually had to drop down to like 3 units at the beginning of prep because my blood sugar just randomly spiked. It was weird. But, sorted that out and kept going. And, some people have harder times with the blood sugar stuff than others.
When you have to eat some for you have to eat a lot of food. So I could see I've never had my blood sugar, high because I don't eat that much food. But for you, I could see how. Do you ever need to use like I don't even know if people still use Lantus. Metformin.
I'll use metformin here and there, not a ton of it, but you need to distinguish between, are my blood sugars high because I'm getting fat, or are my blood sugars high because I'm eating so much food that my pancreas can't keep up and shuttle all those nutrients, right?
Big
now,
difference.
if it's your pancreas can't keep up, that is the correct time to use Lantus. Yeah, and you start low and work your way up. I've never gone over 20 units in the morning. But like if you're just fat and your insulin sensitivity is shot from using too much growth and eating too much food for too long, you just need to lower those things and then resensitize yourself, because if you put Lantus on top of that, it's just going to make you even fatter and make the problem even worse.
Yeah. Have you guys, Joe and Paul, and Alyssa, I don't even know if Alyssa does like growth.
I love growth hormone.
Oh, there you go.
It's liquid gold.
There you go.
Good. See, I knew it was something about Alyssa that I liked. She fits right in.
I just reconstituted my first cart the other night. I was like,
"Ooh,
congratulations!"
Well, have any of y'all tried? Well, first of all, do any of y'all keep the growth in the cruise phase? And have you tried keeping it high, low? How do y'all do? I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Let's start with Alyssa.
I keep it in whenever I can afford it, whenever I can get a hold of it, if I got it. Like last year, I had a couple decent Norditropin pens on hand. Into Texas, I was doing maybe 3 to 4 IUs. This year, I got one small 12 meg card. I ran it into my guest posing. I was doing 2 IUs.
And you keep it all the way into the stage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We'll pull it out probably like a week out or something, but I do
okay.
think
So you
that
do pull it eventually.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's
Okay.
beneficial to pull it because you're just gonna get tighter, sharper, drier. You're gonna
Yeah.
expel that little bit of water. And
Yeah.
again, when I've got it, I'm fuller. I can I feel like I can just handle more food. And then when I can't afford it and it just isn't in my system, I'm like sharper, more striated, drier, more vascular. So
We
I
got to
can
get
just
you on the generic train. Okay, just
okay. So look,
we got you.
I'm going to give that a shot because I've got some
Pun
sources and
intended.
No,
no, but for real, I'm going to. So yeah, if that's all I can get a hold of, why not?
The Fit Nation
everybody.
boys will hook you up. Well,
Yeah.
we're not going
All
to
I've
sell
ever
you
used,
drugs, but like,
Alyssa. It's all I've ever
Oh
used.
yeah, definitely not going. We're not going to sell you any drugs that we don't come
Well,
on.
listen, I'm
Yeah.
over here in Texas, and Texas is Texas, so I
Oh,
got
come
some
on.
good stuff. So if you come this way, I got you. But yeah, the generic is gonna have to be used after this cart is used. But I'm trying to make this little 12 make cart last until Texas Pro. So I'm just doing
Yeah.
like I just pull to like the second line, and when I'm out of it, I'm out of it, and then I'll just tighten up for the show.
That's something that I've always wondered. You're 5'1", 120 pounds.
This morning I was 132 after a burger.
So I'm like, when you're smaller, you need less drugs, right? Don't like less drugs would do more. I would
I'm
assume.
running less drugs now than ever before. And I literally am doing basically what I did. Me and my coach picked up right after my guest posing, but prior to the guest posing, I was doing my own thing. And then once I came to him, like, okay, now you can coach me because before there was nothing to coach. Now here's what you can coach. He literally added in oatmeal to my meal one, and that's it. The drug
Yeah.
protocol was the same as what I was doing for myself because what I do for myself, I go based off of what I can keep consistent. I don't go based off of a
Yeah.
number or this or that. I go based off, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I could do that consistently. And what I use is very, very minimal and it just is cheap, which is beneficial
Yeah.
for me. But yes, and I just noticed, I think as I'm bigger, I can get away with less.
Mm.
I don't
I
know.
experienced that this year. I've run the
Wait,
lowest dose of tren my whole career, going into New York and Cali this year. And
you can't even handle it. I can't even handle I can't even handle more trend these days.
I think we're just getting old, dude. We're not
Yeah.
22 anymore.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, Stu.
We added in some Arimidex, and I could feel it. And I guess when y'all say you could like the trend, whatever side effects from trend, the raging or whatever, I just feel like I'm blunt, no emotion. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Arimidex is the
I become cold when those are high.
I try to reach out to my family and give them some love and attention throughout my prep, and then after 2 seconds on the phone, I'm like,
Okay,
okay,
I really don't give a shit.
I love you, mom, but I gotta go.
You tried though. You tried.
It's about trying. It's about the effort, and my family has rode with me through since the beginning of bodybuilding. So they deserve that love and attention, and I'm trying to give it to them, but I just can't right now. And I just have to like, even with my roommate and the people that are in my life, I have to tell them like, hey, straight up, it's not safe. Like, I don't want, like, don't fuck with me. It's not safe.
To me, that's the best thing. And then when they like, it's almost like some people don't know though. They'll test you. It's like you literally give them a warning. Like, look, right now is not the time. They're like, what do you mean it's not the time? Why don't you just listen?
Well, see, I mean, this is legitimately my job. This is how I pay my bills, feed myself, and supply everything in my life. Like, so I take my job, which is competing, very seriously, and people in my life know that this is my job, and I'm very serious about it. And if they are showing me anything that's anything less than how serious I'm taking it, they will exit my life. And I just had a close friend, and yeah, I just had to tell him like, hey, I need people in my life that are gonna listen to me and respect me because I'm trying to communicate. Because before in all my other shows, I'll just completely go ghost. Like, that's what I have to do to focus. But now I'm 32 years, I'm going on 31. Like, I need to use my words and talk about it. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm doing a show that I could potentially win $15,000 and maybe set myself up for something good. And can you please leave me the fuck alone right now? Like, stop asking me, what am I doing? I just told you. Like, I'm prepping for a show, doing my job. I'm busy. Like, and if you ask me again, you will be blocked from my life. Like, get off my phone.
I'll never forget. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, you're good. I'm done.
I was gonna say I'll never forget. I was getting ready for you can call it my first real bodybuilding show, and this is when I was on Everything Now, and I was 5 weeks out, and my buddy, his name's Casey, he asks me a question, and he asked me about my ex at the time, and he said, "Hey, are you guys okay?" I'm like, "Nah, she just stressed me the fuck out, so I broke up with her." And then I walk away, and then he tells his client, "Joe's gonna win that whole show."
That's funny. That's funny.
Because hey, man, you know, when you take it that serious, you're like, there's nothing and no one that's gonna hold you back. So that's when he knew I was like seriously into the bodybuilding thing. He's gonna win.
The best thing I've done that I'm noticing this year is that I surrounded myself with like-minded people. So like it's like everybody in my circle gets it, and that's the best thing ever. Like there's pretty much nobody in my life that I have to explain shit to. Even my clients, I don't even. I don't really take clients that I don't want to train anymore. So at this point, everybody gets it. Nobody makes me feel uncomfortable. And if you do, you won't even get a response. There's people that, with all due respect, I just don't respond to right now. Now, personal, I just know how you are, and I know how much space you take up. How much, I don't know, how much you take a lot from me, like emotionally and, you know, the whole nine. So I just can't even speak to you. But when I'm done, I'll be happy to speak to you. You know what I'm saying? So those kind of people.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was saying, so yeah, there's people that I can talk to, and there's people that I'll choose not to talk to, and I'll just tell them, don't take it personally or whatever, and then they probably won't hear from me for the next 4 weeks.
So earlier I was having a conversation kind of on the same basis as this. And I was telling the guy that in this life, because I took a long time to decide if I want to do this. I said, once I decided to do this, I made it a point to start working towards everything outside of bodybuilding to allow me to be a bodybuilder. So like friends I hung out with, places I went, people that I talked to on a daily basis, I made sure it surrounded bodybuilding to be able to succeed. And then like people would just weed themselves out. So I kind of create the perfect scenario to live this life and get the most out of it. And I think it's really important. Like you said, you know, you want to surround yourself with people that is going to make this a lot more smooth and easy and that understand or want to understand kind of thing. So
that goes for, I guess, anything you do in life that you want to take seriously. You have to make sure that it's conducive to that, you know. And listen, everybody's dealing with something, right? So if you're a good friend of mine and you're dealing with some hard shit, I'm always going to be there in your corner. But I also have friends who are just self-sabotaging and always doing bullshit. And then they'll cry for help, but it's not a real cry for help. They just want you to support their bullshit. I don't got the energy for that. So I just leave them on red. I'm sorry. You a grown-ass man. Get your shit together, and then we could talk. Simple as that.
That part.
Remember when he said, I could have a friend call me and tell me he's having problems, I'll hang up on him because I don't have time for that kind of stress.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I have a friend who's in town, and he's just spiraling. And I was checking up on him a lot for the past couple months, and he didn't want to talk. He wanted to do his bullshit, and then now he kind of maybe doesn't kind of reaching for help in some ways, and I just don't got it for him. He's gonna have to figure it out, with all due respect. So that's how it goes sometimes.
Do one more, and then I gotta get out of here, boys and
All right, baby.
girl.
Just a boy in the sports bra.
favorite donuts.
Oh,
Walmart.
Walmart.
what?
Oh,
we're talking like a
Don't what-
specific place or donut. Like
Yeah, like
Whatever.
a type of donut. First of all,
Type-
Walmart. Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
No, I'm not fucking kidding you.
shit.
God.
you'll be
know,
surprised.
you know,
You'll be surprised.
Okay. All right.
I'm just
Right.
gonna assume you're like white trash now, Alyssa. Sorry.
No. You'll
You'll be surprised, dude.
Fucking
Please
trust
justify
me.
this. Come on.
All right, when you come to Texas and you end up in HEB donut
Try that.
section,
Hey,
don't
yeah,
blame
HEB.
me.
HEB's the
That's,
shit.
that's not
okay?
Walmart.
HEB's the shit, but their
Yeah.
donuts are shit.
Oh, it is?
Oh,
They're
Oh.
trash.
Okay.
So just trust me.
The
HEB,
HEB
my man.
has
Okay.
sushi too, which is surprisingly
Fire.
good
Fire.
for like
Fire.
Texas, you know.
It's literally the best sushi, but their donuts are trash. Walmart's donuts are soft, and the chocolate is good on top. And just trust me on it, because
Okay.
you can get it at any time of the day.
All right. Well, shit,
believe
we're
it.
all going to be there for Texas Pro, so we'll go
Well,
and
that's
eat
what I want
donuts in
post
front of
show.
you.
chocolate
So-
donuts.
I'm gonna come to the
We're gonna bring her a
Airbnb.
fucking dozen of donuts.
I just want to fucking layers of fucking donuts from Walmart.
Oh my god, yeah, we'll bring you a dozen. All right, and then you got to get
Looks
your ass
awesome.
back in shape because you got the Olympia.
Bro, I'll probably get more shredded off of them.
Okay, what is everyone's favorite type though?
I have two. They're really close. So those Boston cream donuts, it's the chocolate top with the cream filling.
Gay.
I do. And then apple fritter. I really like apple fritters.
Okay, that's not gay. That's a good choice. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with cronuts, the croissants and donut mixture.
That's what that
Fucking
yes.
fire.
Fire.
Chocolate
Wait.
on top.
Well,
I
Where-
was trying to think
where-
of the name.
Where do you get it though? That is important.
I don't think they'll have it over there, but a place called here in LA, Randy's. It's called Randy's.
Okay. If you want to have the best cronuts you ever had in your life, Dominic
Randy's.
Angel. Dominic
Where's
Angel
that at?
Bakery.
Oh, so it's like the buttery, fluffy pastry but it's a donut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's good
Mm.
cronuts and bad cronuts. The originators is Dominic Angel. Theirs is next level. It's a
Stop playing, dog. Where's it at?
I'm looking at a Corona
They-
with like Nutella in the middle. That looks good, man.
Oh
Sounds
my
bomb.
god.
I'm a sucker for
I'm about to
Nutella.
hang up, man. Fuck y'all.
You guys are fucking killing yourselves.
They had one at the Grove that closed down, but when I'm in Vegas, they have one at that hotel. What's the Caesars Hotel? Yeah, Caesar. They have one
Little
in the
Caesars,
hotel.
yeah.
No,
We gotta put that on our list to go during the Olympia.
yeah,
Yeah, because I've never been to Vegas.
Oh yeah,
Oh
I
man.
never.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, those if you like cronuts, well, you don't even have to like cronuts, but those cronuts will change your life. They have a different flavor every week. There's never been a flavor that isn't a fucking masterpiece because it's the quality. It's not the flavor. It's the actual quality of it. Is
Do you
Next
know who
level.
Nick Dompierre is?
Yes, I
Does that
do.
ring a-
He's a YouTuber. He's like a skater
yeah.
and stuff.
He used to be a pro skateboarder. He lives down in Sarasota, Florida. My brother lives in St. Pete. Long story short, we hung out. We went out to eat, and he brought me some donuts from his. He always does YouTube videos on them, so I had some
5-0?
donuts from there.
5-0
Yeah,
donut?
yeah. With the blue cookie
Yeah.
monster. Like I've had that whole get up.
Yeah.
But again, Stu, these whole fucking sexual donuts, they like you get them, they look cool, but they're hard, they're stale unless
agree.
it's fresh. So that's why Walmart is the GOAT because
The there's a place I have to give them a shout out. There's a place in Portland called Voodoo Donuts. They're like a well-known.
bro.
You ever heard of them?
They got some.
They have one. They have
them here
one
too.
in Hollywood.
Oh,
over
they
here,
do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the original one is in Portland, where I used to live,
That shit's fucking bomb.
and they got like all kinds of novelty ones. One of them's called a cock and balls, which is it's shaped like a dick, and it's full of like Bavarian cream.
That's
it's Joe's favorite.
That's why he called me gay. That's why he called me gay, and it's chocolate covered. So
yeah, little interracial action. Yeah.
Hey, we'll have to go to Momo's is in Dallas somewhere. That's where Steve Kukla always has them sponsor his shows. But Momo's is up in Dallas.
Yeah,
Is that a donut place?
Donuts, fuck.
Yeah, Momo's Donuts.
Momo's Donuts sponsors bodybuilding shows. That's so funny. Okay, my favorite flavor is either apple fritter. Good apple fritter is always good. Bear claws are better, slightly better. But they're hard to find. Like they're not very common. I like jelly-filled donuts, but most jelly-filled donuts you get are just going to be like it's just a little pocket in the corner, and then you got this big donut, and you're like, it's not very good. So,
oh, you're coming to Texas too, and I live right across the street. It's called Shipley's Donuts. So Shipley's is like the Texas donut place, and they have this. It's not Joe's kind Boston cream. It's like a marshmallow fluff.
You're coming now.
Donut.
Look what I've done. Fuck.
It's like a Bavaria. It's like that, but it's like not that. It's like marshmallow fluff or something. It's fire, but
I'm gonna get fat when I move there, man.
Tacos, HEB muffins, and sushi.
Barbecue. I've never even had the Texas barbecue either.
I never have either.
You get a brisket sandwich somewhere, you'll be all right.
I gotta check it off the list for sure. I'm not a huge barbecue fan, but like people, it's like a religion down there, like football, you know.
Again, it just dried out meat. I'd rather just cook it myself.
Mm-hmm. If I'm just feeling like junky, like I just want something sweet, I could do pretty much any Boston cream or any apple fritter, like Joe said. But if I'm like deep in the off season and my taste buds aren't that sensitive, what's the shit called? The shit that comes in it's like a white box where the writing is like in a brown cream color.
No.
This
The
like
little Debbie's.
No, this is like it's kind of bougie. It's like something cart donuts. What's it? It comes with it's a white box, but it have like brown creamish writing. It's like a very high quality donut. I can't remember the name. If I remember, I'll probably edit it in. But it's like just really, when something is really high quality, you don't need fancy flavors. You just need regular ass flavors, and then it's
Walmart.
High quality.
It's a really high quality donut, so I like those. And then obviously cronuts. I can't just eat any cronut though. It got to be Dominic Ainsville. Those I could eat that shit all day. That's like more of the bougie ones. But any good Boston cream, any good apple fritter.
You got to microwave the apple fritters or like get them fresh and hot. Yeah, it's so much better that way.
Bake it a little bit. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Well,
but when I was 4 weeks out and Justin gave me that cheat meal, I got an apple fritter and it was like that fucking big. I was like, these calories don't count. Yeah, I ate the whole thing.
Fat Joe.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's who I am.
God bless cheat meals. All right, y'all. Speaking of all this food, I think I'm gonna go eat, man.
Yeah, the three of us are in prep. That's fucked up. Paul and Joe are just like
living it up.
Nah,
we're kind of on prep too. We ain't that shit.
You get some extra in for us, okay?
Facts. But y'all, thanks for coming on, man. I like talking to y'all. I'm getting tired now, but that was fun.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do like a breakfast Sunday morning after Texas Pro or something.
I'm down.
That's the plan.
All right.